Ladies and gentlemen, let me start the session with the quote. A healthy outside start from inside. And I'm sure you all know this very well. That's the reason you are working on it. Ladies and gentlemen, very, very good morning to all of you. I am Lata, account manager from Bangalore, and your host for this beautiful morning. And I'm really grateful that you are giving your valuable time for this Live 360 program, and it gives immense pleasure to welcome each one of you present here. So, without further delay, let's start the session with a huge round of applause for each one of you present here. So, now is the time to invite our speaker, Dr. Shyam Ramakrishnan is the Director of Innovation and Science and leading the Emerging Markets Innovation and Science portfolio. He is leading the India Innovation and Science Centers based out of Gurgaon, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai. Shyam received his PhD from University of Texas and his postdoctoral fellowship from Harvard Medical School, Boston. Dr. Shyam, please welcome and over to you.
Thank you, Lata, and a very good morning to everyone from me. Hope all of you are doing well, and this is the maintenance phase, and we are on the right path. I'm excited to be here again to really work on talk to you about a very special topic. And today's topic is also very interesting and a favorite topic of mine, but I want to reveal that. But today, my topic or my thought today is really on a very special paper which was published end of October, and it talks about diet's role. Okay, diet's role in modifying risk of Alzheimer's disease. So that was the paper. It was published in Journal of Alzheimer's Disease in October, right? So this is a very comprehensive, one of the most comprehensive review I've seen. So I thought it's worthwhile for me to spend a couple of minutes before the next speaker comes on board to let you know what this paper talks about, right? So this comprehensive review really illuminates how modifiable risk factors, particularly dietary choices, influence the risk of Alzheimer's disease. So when I say modifiable risk factors, all of us should be very aware now that modifiable is something which is in my control, in our control, right? And non-modifiable risk factors are which are outside our control. What are the non-modifiable risk factors? Those factors like my genetics, right? Those factors like my parents, they have certain disease condition, right? What are the other non-modifiable risk factors? The environment which I live. Some of the things we cannot control, right? But what are the modifiable risk factors? This paper talks about the modifiable risk factors. So remarkably, what is interesting, education in early life emerges as a protective factor. Think about education. So if we are educated enough, we pass our 10, 12, bachelor's, early life, it acts as a protective factor. However, from age 45 onwards, think about it, from age 45 onwards, diverse factors gain prominence. What are those diverse factors? They include cognitive activity, right? How mentally engaged we are with life and with work, right? Hyperhomocystinemia, which is basically high amount of homocysteine, which is an indicator of inflammation in our body, right? So high amount of homocysteine. Then body mass index. We all know what is BMI in later years, okay? And then depression, stress, diabetes, head trauma which happens in boxers, for example, right? And then midlife hypertension, and importantly, vitamin C deficiency, right? So some of the things. So these are all factors which are really increasing the risk for Alzheimer's disease. So notably, some of these factors intertwined with dietary habits. Yet initially, what happened was diet was not considered as a direct risk modifier. But in 2021, some smart researchers found out, Indeed, diet is one of the key factors which is affecting the risk factor for Alzheimer's. So decades, then they went back into decades of research to confirm that dietary pattern significantly affects Alzheimer's disease risk. So key dietary factors include red and processed meat, right, like sausages, hamburgers. Those are the things which are extremely harmful for us, right? And then ultra processed food, like the packaged foods, right, which contributes to obesity, a known risk factor, right? So here we are as a company, who are ethical, trying to tell our audience why we should be going after good food, good supplementation, and as a company, as we know, you will never get any of these foods from our basket, right? So coming back, you may wonder what are the mechanisms, right? I highlighted homocysteine levels, but then there are other factors like hyperinsulinemia, meaning high amount of insulin secretion in the body, right? Then inflammation, then oxidative stress, then gut microbiome alterations, then a molecule called trimethylamine N oxide, or TMAO, shortly we call it TMAO. It's called trimethylamine N oxide. It is produced in the gut when choline, one of the good factors which is required for body, combined with another ingredient called L-carnitine, which is found in meat, and they form together to form this TMAO, right? So, but encouragingly, risk reduction is associated with increased consumption of fruits, legumes, nuts, omega-3 fatty acids, you name it, all the good things, right? So dietary patterns play a very key role. Western diet increases Alzheimer's disease risk, while the Mediterranean diets, Indian diet, the Japanese diet, the traditional diets typically have a significantly low risk. In fact, it is protective against that. In fact, it reduces the risk by 40 to 50% compared to the Western diet. Think about that. That's how impactful our Indian diet could be. But remember, even among Indian diet, vegetarian diets, plant-based diet, there are also the unhealthy plant-based diet and the healthy plant-based diet. I've given a talk on this one few weeks ago. But remember, so there's a healthy plant-based diet and the unhealthy plant-based diet, right? Even among Indian foods. But nevertheless, Indian food, Chinese food, Japanese food, all the healthy traditional meals which are rich in vegetables, rich in fruits, rich in whole grains, are risk factors which really reduces the risk of Alzheimer's, right? So finally, one risk factor which is always standing out loud and clear: type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is a known risk factor for Alzheimer's disease, and which can be really modified and controlled through whole food diet, right? Whole food plant-based diet and the right medication, right supplementation, right? So that is the last risk factor I want you to be aware of. So in conclusion, this one particular paper offered a compelling case for dietary intervention as a powerful tool in reducing the Alzheimer's disease risk, underscoring the profound impact of our dietary choices on our long-term cognitive health, right? So it is only our choices which dictates our future. So that's all, team, from my side today, and I'll pass the mic back to Lata. Lata?
Thank you so much, Dr. Sham, for sharing that insights, how our dietary patterns impacts the Alzheimer disease, and how we should be making the right choices, and that is there in our very much in our control. So it's all depend on us in our day-to-day basis, how we make our diet choices, plant-based and the non-plant-based, and as Dr. Sham said, in that also how the variant works. So we all well aware of it, and let's start following it with whatever the knowledge that we are gaining, and let's implement it, and let's be more healthy. So now with this, let's move on to our topic for the day, by inviting our next speaker. So that is Sapna. So we'll be sharing the knowledge on soya protein in maintaining healthy weight. So Sapna is a bachelor in Ayurveda, postgraduate in dietetics and therapeutic nutrition from Jamia Hamdard, associated with Amway since last 7 years, and overall experience in health and wellness industry of 12 years. So let's welcome Sapna with a huge round of applause. Sapna, welcome and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lata. And very good morning and a very warm welcome to this session today. So we are already aware, right, during our journey of healthy weight and healthy living, that how much protein as a macronutrient is important for this whole journey of ours. And I think all of you must definitely be experiencing the benefits that you're getting from the protein intake, from because our focus has always been towards a good amount of protein intake throughout the day, right? So today our topic is majorly based on the soya protein, how soya protein helps in regulation and maintaining a healthy weight. For that, just give me a moment. I'll share the screen first. My screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, today's topic is going to be how important soy protein is in maintaining healthy weight. Now, you all will agree with me that soya protein has definitely gained a lot of limelight in recent times because of a lot of increasing trend, or you can call it as an influence towards veganism, a lot of increased cases of cholesterol, diabetes, BP related issues, right? So people have started becoming much more aware, and definitely there is a lot of focus shifted from animal based protein to plant based protein, right? And when it comes to plant based protein, I think soya protein is the number one protein out of all of it, and that's why it becomes very, very important for us to understand that how soya protein gives us all the health benefits, but along with that, what is its role in the regulation of a healthy weight also. So first of all, definitely soy protein is a versatile product, right? Its product, the range of products that it has, it is versatile, and that's how it has become a very, very famous source of plant protein in today's time. But you would all be surprised to know that the soya that we have been using since so long is not of Indian origin. Basically, it is a legume which is native to East Asia, and preferably from the China side. But because of its health benefits and because of its availability and everything, it has become a very, very popular plant protein to be used worldwide. And now in today's time, your US and Brazil are the largest producer of this soya, and India ranks 5th in production of soya bean. So let's understand that why this soya protein has become so important and what are the specialities of this soya protein. Okay, so first and foremost is, whenever we talk about protein, we talk about the complete protein and incomplete protein, right? So complete protein is basically that protein which contains all the 9 essential amino acids, right? And incomplete, where 1, 2, or 3 essential amino acids are missing. So soya protein becomes very important because it is a source of complete protein, and that's why, because it has all the 9 essential amino acids, because most of the complete proteins comes from the animal based category. Quinoa and your soy protein are the 2 plant-based protein which has all the 9 essential amino acid, and that's how it becomes a very excellent protein source, especially for the people who are into veganism or are vegetarians. Now, when we talk about protein, the next point that comes into our mind is whether we'll be able to digest this protein well or not, right? So when it comes to digestibility, the soya protein isolate, this is one of the form that we'll be further discussing also. The soya protein isolate is a very highly digestible protein with a Pidica score of 1. Right? What is Pidica score? Pidica score stands for Protein Digestibility Corrected Amino Acid Score, and it is a preferred method by WHO, that is your World Health Organization, to evaluate the quality and the digestibility of protein for humans, and 1 is the maximum source. maximum score. That means the digestibility of this protein and the amino acid profile of this soy protein is very, very good. The next specialty of the soy protein is in a way that it is very rich in isoflavones. Now, what are isoflavones? Isoflavones are basically the phytochemicals. What are phytochemicals again? Phyto means plant and chemicals means specific compounds. So there are specific compounds in most of the plants which gives health benefits. So firstly, these phytonutrients, phytochemicals protects the plant itself from the outside environment. But the same phytochemicals, when they go into our body, they also give the health benefits also. Now here, when we are talking about soy protein, it compared to any other protein, it has an added benefit of this isoflavones, which are present in two forms, into a name. We can know it by the two names, that is your genistein and diazine, which has potential health benefits. So as per the studies, it shows that these two phytochemicals together has a protective effect against your osteoporosis, your cardiovascular diseases. It has antioxidant property, anti-inflammatory property, and it also has a hormone regulating property, especially during the menopause, right? So that's how this isoflavone inclusion, the presence of isoflavones again makes this soy protein a much more special protein. Then again, coming from the plant-based, by default, it is lactose-free, where in today's time, a lot of people are suffering with allergies towards food, lactose intolerance. They are not able to digest the milk because of the gut-related issue. This again becomes a food choice of protein, where it is by default a lactose-free. And that's why it is very, very suitable for people who are having lactose intolerance problem also. And again, coming from the plant-based source, it is automatically very low in saturated fat and cholesterol, and that's how becomes very of utmost importance when it comes to weight management or any kind of metabolic conditions like your heart health. Okay. So now, as I was telling you, that we'll be speaking about some forms of soya protein. So there are few forms of soya protein, how we use it in different powder forms, also in the form of supplementation, and we use it in our day-to-day life also. Let's understand one by one. So the first is your soya protein isolate, which is considered as the most superior form of soya protein, because it is a form of protein which is engineered to create the finest and the highest form of protein. It contains almost 90% of protein, because during the processing, most of the fats and carbohydrates are being left out, and that's how it becomes a primary source of protein. The next form is your soy protein concentrate, which is the one level below of the processing or the filtration, you can call it as, and it contains almost 70% of the protein, because it retains some form of natural fats and carbohydrates found in soya bean. Because as you know that all of the foods are not only single source of protein or not only single source of carbohydrate. The same way, while we are processing the protein, when we are processing it at the highest level, it leaves all the fats and carbohydrates. But when we are slightly reducing that processing one level lesser, then it retains all the natural fats and your carbohydrates. The next is a very interesting form of protein, that is your textured soy protein, and now it is very much in the trend, because the people who want to turn into vegetarian or want to follow veganism, or they are not able to digest the animal-based protein because of some gut-related issue or any kind of health conditions also, and they want to leave the meat-based protein, but they don't want to miss out on the texture. Right, so this textured soy protein is basically made up of soy flour, and it is used to create meat substitutes, like in the form of nuggets or maybe your soy fingers, and this gives you that fibrous texture when rehydrated. And the last form of soy protein, which we use it on a very, very regular basis, Not in Indian families, not that much, but yes, now it is very much in the trend. So that is your fermented soy protein. So we generally use soy protein in the form of granules, in the form of chunks, in the form of atta. But we also understand that any food that when it comes into the fermented form definitely increases the nutritional profile and increases the digestibility also. Right? The same way, the fermented soy protein in the form of tempeh, natto, and tofu increases the nutritional profile and also acts as a food for the good bacteria, and that's how the digestibility of this protein becomes much easier, right? So these were few forms of soy protein. Now let's also understand that what is the amino acid profile found in soy protein which makes it so special. So when we talk about any kind of complete protein, we know that it has 9 essential amino acid, but the quantity can vary. So 9 essential amino acid will not be always present in the same quantity. The quantity of the essential amino acid will vary. And the same way in soy protein also, the amino acid profile varies in terms of high and low levels of different amino acid. But we say we can take it as blessing in disguise, because this profile, the high and low level of certain amino acid present in soy protein, basically comes in the form of blessing, because it again in itself promotes a lot of health benefits and helps us in achieving that health. So let's talk about methionine. So methionine is an essential amino acid which is very highly found in wheat, but is found in low quantities in your soy protein. Okay, and in one of the studies it shows that methionine restriction actually, or you can call also say it as low methionine intake, also helps in different kind of health benefits. Okay, so it shows that it helps in insulin sensitivity, it improves our metabolic health, it helps in reducing the glucose intolerance and reduces the adiposity to certain percentage also. What is adiposity? Our ability to accumulate the fat in our fat cells. Okay, now since it has benefits towards your insulin sensitivity, it also has a role to play in reducing the inflammation, right? It also has a role to play in reducing the chronic risk of chronic diseases like your diabetes and cardiovascular conditions. So automatically what happens, it gives you a improved longevity as well, right? With that, it also has a role to play in improved cognitive function as well, right? So overall, if you see, it is helping you in different health related issues. Okay, now the next amino acid which is there present in soy is in high quantity. And when I'm talking about high quantity, I don't mean above the levels. Okay, it is in good amount, what I want to say here. So the name of this amino acid is your glycine, and glycine again is a very important amino acid which is specifically present in soy protein. Why? Because it has impressive health benefits. As firstly, it is very important for the production of a very powerful antioxidant called as glutathione. I think most of you must have heard about this antioxidant which is present in our body, but as we age, the level decreases, right? So as we are giving good amount of glycine, it helps boost the production of glutathione, which protects all our cells from the oxidative damage. With that, your high level of glycine which is present in soy protein also helps in regulation of activity of our innate immunity, which is our first line of defense. That means it helps in regulating the activity of the immune cells like macrophages and natural killer cells. So you definitely don't want to reduce on the intake of your soy protein. With that, when we talk about protein, we always say that it is somewhere connected to your muscle related issues as well. So here again, there is a specific compound present in your muscles called as creatine, which basically helps boost the muscle energy and your muscle synthesis also, right? And glycine is one of the very important amino acid which is important for the production of this creatine. Okay, that's how it improves the muscle size, muscle strength, and your power. Especially it is helpful in cases when you're doing those short burst of exercises. The next very important, I think collagen is one of the important protein, you can say, which is present in most of our important organs, systems, like your skin. Skin, which is the largest organ, collagen is very, very important. Then again, your bone also requires collagen. And glycine is one of the three important components which is required for boosting the collagen. In fact, 1/3 of the collagen is made up of glycine only, right? So we know now that why glycine is important in your collagen production. Now, and most importantly and surprisingly, glycine also improves the sleep quality. So the glycine has a very calming effect on your brain, and it helps you promote a deeper sleep by lowering your body temperature. So that's how it improves your sleep quality, as well as it reduces the time to get into the sleep as well. So glycine here again holds a very important role in like boosting all your health benefits. The next is your tryptophan. Tryptophan again is a amino acid which is basically a precursor of the neurotransmitter called as serotonin. And with all the knowledge sessions that we have attended, I think serotonin now is definitely not a new word. Serotonin basically is a happy hormone, and further it is also helpful in producing the sleep hormone called as melatonin. So now we know that when the happy hormone and sleep hormone somewhere is dependent on the level of tryptophan that is present in soy protein in good quantity, it also has an effect on our mood regulation and definitely helps us to give a better sleep. With that, tryptophan is also required by the liver to produce a very important vitamin, that is your vitamin B3, also known as niacin. It also is shown to show good results in your improved cognitive function and your long-term memory as well. It also has a role to play in your immunity, and because of its anti-inflammatory benefits, it has a protective effect against any kind of cardiovascular conditions as well as inflammatory conditions like your irritable bowel disease. Now, the next amino acid which is present in good amount in your soy protein is your arginine, and it is a semi-essential amino acid. That means it is formed in small quantities in the body itself, but it is also required to be taken through diet as well. Now, how arginine is helpful here? First of all, arginine is helpful in producing nitric acid oxide production, which has a dilating or relaxing effect on your blood vessels. So when it has a relaxing effect on your blood vessels, it helps in better blood circulation, as well as it also helps in reducing the blood pressure. With that, it helps in immune function, it helps in the protein synthesis and the muscle growth. It also helps in taking away all the ammonia which is formed during the urea cycle through your kidneys, right? And it was also important again for the growth hormone release. Growth hormone, which is not only important for your growth and development, but when it comes to your weight and your fat regulation, growth hormone again plays a very, very important role, right? So now we understood the composition of the specific composition of amino acid present in soy protein. But to make it more better, so you must have heard earlier that we go for specific combination of food so that it increases the nutrient value in our body, right? It gets better absorbed and it gives a better nutritional profile, right? The same way, to create the right balance of all the essential amino acid, here the blend of 3 proteins is being shown, where soy protein is rich in BCAAs, that is your branch chain amino acid, and specifically leucine, which initiates the muscle growth and muscle synthesis and reduces the fatigue of the muscles. Also with that, it is rich in tryptophan, glycine, and arginine. With that, to balance out the methionine levels, wheat protein again is which gives the right balance of the amino acid lysine. So when you take this protein in this tri blend of soy protein, wheat, and pea, it makes it not only a complete protein, but it makes it the right balance of the amino acid to achieve those all the health benefits and achieve that optimal health. And that's how the combination of all plant protein powder also comes from this tri blend of soya bean, yellow peas, and your wheat bran. Okay. So what are the health benefits of soy protein? Now, overall, with the amino acid profile, you are able to understand that it is very good for your heart health, right? It is very good for your bone health because the phytochemicals present has a protective effect against osteoporosis. Weight management, we are going to learn in slightly in more detail. And menopausal health, because of the presence of the isoflavones, it blunts out the symptoms which a woman faces during the menopausal phase. Okay. So now let's go one by one, because we are talking today about the soya protein specifically in weight management. So let's understand that what are the mechanisms here, how this soya protein basically helps in the weight management. So as like all the protein, we understand that soy protein definitely helps with a better satiety. That means it keeps you feel full for a longer period of time. And because this specific protein has a role to play in all your hunger hormones, it also helps in appetite regulation, right? It also has a higher thermogenesis. That means when you're taking this protein, like I'll just give you a basic example, that if you're taking 100 calories through this protein source, so 25 to 30% will get utilized in the process of digesting and metabolizing this protein itself. So you're eating 100, but your body is actually getting 70 or 75 only, right? So that's how it basically has a higher thermogenesis and has a role to play in higher metabolism also. Now, because of it has all the 9 essential amino acids, including the BCAAs, it is also helpful in preservation of your lean body mass. And because of the specific nutrition amino acid profile, it increases the fat oxidation. It has a very important role to play in your glycemic control. That means balancing the healthy blood sugar level. We know that there is a connection. There's always a connection. Whenever a person is having high blood sugar levels, we always say that increase your fiber, increase your protein. And soy protein does all of that. So it definitely has a better control on your regulation of your blood sugar levels. And because of all of this, it definitely, because coming from a plant source having low saturated fats, it definitely has a role to play in your cholesterol regulation as well. Now, here is a very interesting clinical study done in 2018, where it is clearly shown that they have chosen 72 subjects and they have divided into equal groups of 36 each, in which one group was given a soya protein based diet and one group was given non-soya protein based diet. And they underwent a 4 months of weight loss and a 8 months of weight maintenance. So it was a long period that these subjects were studied. Now, after the completion of the weight loss and the maintenance phase, when they were seen, when the changes were compared, they saw that there was a significant change in your weight, in the body fat mass, that is in your kgs. The fat in kgs was reduced. Total body fat percentage was reduced. The glucose were much better, like controlled. Your blood urea nitrogen, which is the end product of your protein, so that which is supposed to go out of the kidneys, that was also on the lesser side. That means your protein was better utilized by your body. Your triglycerides were on the lesser side. Your systolic and the diastolic blood pressure were much better controlled. Your bad cholesterol will reduce, and your CRP, that is your C-reactive protein, which is an inflammatory marker, that was also reduced. But the special point here is, now the CRP, which is the inflammatory marker, was better reduced than the non-soya protein group. That means the soya has a direct impact on reducing your inflammation, right? So here this study shows that how important and what is the significance of soy protein in your weight regulation. Now, slightly let's deep dive into furthermore that how the soy protein basically helps in different aspects whenever we are into a weight management journey. So as already discussed, protein definitely has a higher thermogenic effect, as I told, compared to your carbohydrate and fat. It requires more, again, it is the same explanation of the first point only, that it requires more energy to digest, absorb, and metabolize. And that's why whatever total calories you're taking, 25% gets utilized in that only, right? And soya protein isolate basically helps to increase the energy expenditure, and also helps in promoting fat burning because of the high thermogenic effect. Okay. Now, this is a slow digesting protein. That means it stays longer in your stomach. When it stays longer in your stomach, it digests slow. And when it digests slow and metabolizes slow, what happens? The release of your amino acid to be utilized by your body in different formats also comes in a sustained way, right? So the amino acid gets better utilized by your body, right? There's no wastage as such. And since it stays longer in your stomach, it gives you a prolonged feeling of fullness and doesn't give you that sudden urge of eating after a big heavy meal also. Now, we also know that all our hunger and all our weight somewhere are related to hormones. So soya protein has a very, very direct impact on your hunger regulating hormone also, like your ghrelin, your leptin, and your cholecystokinin. So your soya protein specifically reduces your ghrelin and enhances your cholecystokinin and leptin, which gives you a longer feeling of fullness and gives you the improved feeling of your satiety. Okay. And we all know, because of specific amino acid compounds and the isoflavones present, it definitely helps with all the hormonal changes and helps promote your increased fat burning as well. So here again, one of the meta-analysis, and I think meta-analysis, we have been using this term all the time. So basically is a summary of a lot of clinical studies to assess the actual results and the output of all those clinical studies. So one of the meta analysis where a lot of studies were taken into consideration, where it was seen that on an average, if so because there were many studies, so we cannot pinpoint that only this much amount of protein was given. So on an average, if we say that 47 grams of protein when on an average was given, and it is a meta-analysis of 38 clinical studies where both men and women were included, and almost 700 plus subjects were studied. So it showed that there was a significant change in serum lipids also. That means the total cholesterol got reduced, the bad cholesterol got reduced, and the triglyceride also got reduced in a significant way. And HDL cholesterol, that is a good cholesterol, which gets impacted because of so many other factors also, but here it still showed a slightly increase in the good cholesterol as well, right? So here you can see that the soy protein also affects your serum lipids also, and that's how it is connected to your cholesterol level as well. Here again, because exercise again is a very important aspect whenever we talk about the connection between weight regulation. So exercise again is a very important aspect, and this is a very interesting study because soya protein has an impact on the exercise as well, right? How it impacted the exercise and how it impacted the parameters of your body. This is an interesting slide to see. So here in one of the studies, healthy women were taken aged 25 to 46 years, and there were two groups made, where one group was doing only the aerobic exercise, structured aerobic exercise, where they were guided how to do and what to do. And the other group also was into structured aerobic exercise, but one thing was added was they were also given isolated soy protein 40 grams per day, 5 days a week. So if you can see here, after 8 weeks, you'll be able to see here that there, if you see the graph, that the body weight has decreased, their lean body mass has increased, which is a good thing. Their BMI again has decreased, their percentage body fat has decreased, and if you see here, overall their parameters, whoever was aerobic exercise plus isolated soy protein group, was improved in all the health parameters, including the waist and hip circumference as well, right? So this is a very important study that connects the soy protein and its effect on exercise and how it affects your different body parameters as well. Now, again, when we are talking about overall, let's understand that how it affects or exercise, your muscles, your hormones, right? So when it comes to soy protein, so first of all, it basically improves the muscle adaptation, right? You must have seen that when you go start your exercise, it takes some time for your body muscles to adapt, right? So the soy protein has a very important impact on the muscle synthesis because it activates a mTOR pathway, which helps in the skeletal muscles what to say, metabolism, right? The overall synthesis and the metabolism, how the skeletal muscle basically works. It is also seen that lean body mass also increased comparable to whey. So that means it's not very far behind than whey, because we always have a myth that if you're going for gym, we have to take only whey. So plant-based protein is not going to do much of a difference. But here, if you see, lean body mass also increased comparable to whey, and it also improved the knee extensor muscle thickness, which is again a very important aspect whenever you're doing weight training, resistance training, and all of that. Okay. Now, when we talk about metabolic and antioxidant status, so we know because of its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant oxidant property, the isoflavones that is present in soy protein definitely has a very potent antioxidant benefit, and because of its anti-inflammatory property, it has a effect to reduce on the C-reactive protein as well. We also understand that soy protein has an effect on different hormones of ours, not only during the menopause, but it also helps to promote your insulin secretion and your T4, that is your thyroxine, which is an inactive form of thyroid hormone, which gets activated in your liver, right? So, and because it affects these hormones, it has an impact in improving the skeletal muscle development and the regeneration also. When it comes to performance, if you're taking soy protein, it helps increasing your endurance. It also helps in reducing the exertion part, and it also improves on your muscle strength as well. So overall, it helps you in your cardiometabolic function, which gets very activated when you're doing any kind of exercise, and it enhances your aerobic and your anaerobic capacity while doing your exercise. Okay, so that's how you can see that soya protein is so directly connected with your metabolic functions, with your muscle health, with your hormonal health, and with your exercise performance. And all of these aspects are definitely directly related to your weight regulation part as well. So here again, there is a comparison given between animal protein and plant protein. So here you can see that the red meat and processed meat is always gives you a higher risk of your cardiovascular diseases, wherein when it is substituted with poultry, that is your chicken, fish, and dairy proteins, it reduces the risk of your cardiovascular diseases. Now, compared to plant proteins, here if you can see that still there will be some chances of cholesterol going on the higher side, or the way that you're eating the poultry or the fish or the dairy products, that may still increase the risk, right? Despite being a decreased CVD risk, it may still increase the way you're eating. But as compared to plant proteins, if you see here, everything, because of its antioxidant property, because of its amino acid profile, because of its appetite suppression, all these plant-based protein definitely has a role to play in decreasing your body weight, decreasing your blood pressure, decreasing your triglycerides, your bad cholesterol, right? So because of all these effects, it definitely fits into the role that all the plant-based protein decreases your cardiovascular disease risk. So here, if you see, if the red meat is replaced with fish, poultry, and dairy, it reduces the cardiovascular disease risk to like one-fold, right? But at the same time, when the red meat is replaced by plant-based protein, it reduces the cardiovascular disease risk two-folds, right? 2 times it reduces the risk. And that's how this plant-based protein, like your soya, legumes, and nuts, holds the highest position in terms of all the other proteins available. So here again, what are the practical applications? So here, how you can use this soy protein in different formats. You can swap your meat with tofu or tempeh, and you can marinate the tofu. You can grill it. You can pan fry it. You can use it in your sandwiches, salads also. You can use the soy milk, but when you're using it in smoothies, it definitely has to be an unsweetened soy milk. Otherwise, there is no there is no benefit that you're getting. Okay, so it will add on to the creamy texture. You can actually offer a soya based breakfast where you can go for soya pancakes, you can go for waffles, you can make soya dosas, you can make soya idlis, or you can make soya granules upma. In fact, one of the forms of soya is your edamame, where these are very tender beans of soya bean, and you can boil it, simply boil it and add some salt and pepper, and you can use it. You can use this in the form of like tofu. Like you can just chop some tofu and add as an extra source of protein in your salads, right? And incorporate soya protein isolate in the powder form. So we do have a beautiful blend of protein, wheat, and pea, which completes the amino acid profile. You can use that in your smoothies, your oatmeal, your shakes, and in fact you can use that in making your soy yogurt, your soy ice cream, and your soy pudding also. Now, since we know that how you can use it in your day-to-day life, I'm leaving you with a activity of the day today, which is an interesting one. You have to put on your chef hat and you have to share a unique soy-based recipe which is tried and tested by you in your respective WhatsApp groups. So hopefully this session was informative for you, and I'll just end my session with this, and you all have a very great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Sapna, for sharing this rich knowledge about how soya protein plays a major role in maintaining the healthy weight, and also, so what are the blends of this soya protein that we have, and which way it helps in different health aspects. When it comes to a cardiovascular health or a bone health or a menopausal phase, majorly for the weight loss and even in the physical activity. Also, she shared how we have to include this soya in a different ways in our day to day food that we intake, and also there's an activity for the day to day. So it has to be we have to include soya protein more of in our food, and that is the recipe that we have to prepare and share it today. So let's all of us do it together. So let's thank Sapna for sharing this insights about the protein and how majorly it's going to help us to be healthy and to maintain our healthy weight. So with this, let's move on to our other aspects, that is the physical activity. To be fit, this is one of the important aspect and help us to be fit. So we have our fitness coach Meenal Patak with us. Let's welcome her with a huge round of applause. Meenal, welcome, and over to you.
Thank you, Lata. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to today's session. So let's get started. We're going to start with some stretching on the mat. So you all come down to the mat with me. Keep your feet side to side and lengthen them. If you feel that you have a problem sitting straight like this and lengthening your spine, you will squeeze something under your hips so that it increases your height. Okay, when that height is increased, then it gets easier for you. When I try to squeeze in a cushion and increase the height of my glutes, now it becomes easier for me to lengthen my spine, keeping my spine straight to lengthen my legs. What exactly happens is you give support to your tailbone. Okay, so your tailbone, which is curving towards your nose, you feel as if you are squeezing it in, and then you lengthen your spine and stretch it up. Sit nice and tall, core engaged. You will inhale, lift your one hand up. It's absolutely okay if you're not able to open this wide. Keep it slightly in. See your comfort level as you go ahead. Inhale, lift up and stretch. Stretch from your obliques, from your core, from your hips. Lengthen. And then center. Inhale up and stretch. Back to the center. Inhale up and stretch. Back to the center. Inhale up and stretch. So every time you're moving side to side, you are exhaling out. So you exhale as you move side to side. This time, try to hold on to your toes. It's absolutely okay if your toes are far away. Hold on to Knees, maybe shin, ankles, wherever you can hold, and stretch it further away. So inhale up, and then as you exhale, stretch. And then back to the center. Inhale up, and exhale. Inhale up, and then exhale. Fully stretch. Inhale up, and then exhale. Your full lengthen that spine. So tucking your core in, lengthen your spine, squeeze. Feel it all the way to your glutes, quads, and to the other side. Stretch. Center and stretch. Center and stretch. This time, you're going to stretch out, holding the opposite hand to the opposite leg. So inhale up. And then as you stretch, you're going to hold your opposite hand to the opposite leg and stretch. Inhale up. And then exhale to the side. Inhale up. Do it with breaks to start with. And exhale to the side. Inhale up. And then exhale. Inhale up. And then exhale to the side. Let's do it a little fast. You're going to inhale up. And then exhale. And exhale to the side. Keep going. Breathe out. You can breathe out from the mouth also. Breathe out like blowing candles from the mouth. So both the sides, as you breathe out, you're going to blow candles and tuck the navel in. So something like breathe out. Feel the complete stretch right from your inner thighs to your quads to your calf muscles. You'll not press your knees, but yes, you'll open up. You'll open up as far as possible. And again, let's go. 1 and 2, 3 and 3, 4. Full deep stretch. 4. This is very effective if you are somebody who sits on the tables and chairs for a long period of time. 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Relax up. So we'll do a mobility move in which we're going to shift from one position to another position. It's a very beautiful move. Let's do some cow and cat stretches to warm up the spine as well here. So lengthen that spine out. Your knees right under your hips. Your toes out. Look up as you inhale. And then as you exhale, tap your forehead. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Navel in. Lengthen. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. So from here, you'll go into a high lunge with your both the hands and leg in one side. From a high lunge, you're going to shift forward and then the hollow hold. I know it looks difficult, but try doing it. It's a simple mobility drill. So you have your leg and both the hands in one straight line. From here, you want to squeeze. Okay, you want to squeeze. Okay, let's sit. Okay, let's sit down first. Squeeze. Bring your one leg forward. Okay, and once you come forward, you'll go down in a hollow. Again, up. You're gonna squeeze into a lunge, forward and hollow. So this is exactly that single leg movement back and forth. Okay, so what exactly we are doing? This, the leg with which you are doing the lunge is the leg which you are gonna push forward. So here is the lunge, and from here you're gonna push it forward. Difficult? Okay, let me break it down further. 1 second. We'll do it with the music, and I'm gonna break it down further. It's a beautiful move. Animal move, but a very beautiful move. And I'll share this. Let's not do the hollow hold. Let's just try shifting the legs. Okay, so you are here. From here, just shift your leg forward. This leg forward. Okay, and again, shift the leg back. Or maybe let's do it with the core first. Okay, so what we're doing is you have a single leg on the mat, and with the single leg, you rise up. And with the single leg, you shift your weight up. Okay, both the things. This will help you. It's a great mobility drill, which will also help. I'll change the music with the single leg. It will also help you with the. Yes, let's go. So on the mat, we'll do single leg moves. Get that single leg moves. Without music now. Okay, just understand the moves without the music, then again we'll go back to the music and do it. So first move is simple. We have shifted the other difficult ones. You have your single leg down, you have your one leg up. Okay, so understand the move. here, the thrust to the single leg, and while your single leg is here. We'll also do this when we bend the leg. Okay, let's start. We do 20-20 both the sides. Squeeze and thrust up. Your palms out. You don't need support here under your lower lumbar spine. Okay, here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks very simple, but quite a move. So you can feel the burn directly in your glutes. You can feel it in your core. Yeah. And every time you push up, if you are not able to breathe through the nose, please breathe out like. Every push has to come from the breath out. From the breath out. Let's do the other side. So this leg is bent this time. Other leg up straight. You're going to squeeze and push up. So something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feel the burn? Again. Let's do a slight variation here. This second leg, which we have kept as a support on the mat, we'll just take it half. Only half. And those who are not able to do it with the halfway leg, you can stay with the leg down. Okay, so what I'm saying, again, the first one where how we started, this leg up, this leg half up. Yeah, so no support here. And now shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know there won't be too much of a move, but I want that thrust, thrust up. So how are you able to push up? From the power of, yes, from the power of your core. Okay. Anybody who feels it's jerking up their spine, now you can keep palms down. But again, remember, you can't push up with the spine. You'll have to tap with this. Okay. So here you go. Leg up, or just stay with the earlier move in which you have a supported leg down. Squeeze and up. 1, 2. Either like this, or here you go, single leg. Okay, you can keep your hands here for the support. Okay, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know it's a killer. 9, 10. Again, other leg straight. This leg either down or 90 degree, whichever feels more comfortable. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here you go. The other one. So take a breather. So I actually thought we'll do animal moves and shifting of the legs, but it's okay. Let's do the second part. Tap the core in. Anybody feeling too much of a pressure? Keep stretching. Keep stretching out. With your knees side to side, lengthen. Both the sides. Okay. This one, yeah. Tap the core in, lengthen through the spine, and here you go. 1, 2, 3. Jerk up. Don't jerk up. Squeeze in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, core killer. Second move is that you have your single leg here, one leg forward. Now you are on you're rising up, using your one hand, you're going to squeeze and tap your toes. Okay, so you are using your one hand. This is here. Squeeze in your one hand and tap the nose. Something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Difficult? Yeah, I understand we've not done these before, but it's gonna get easier, okay? Let's do the other side. Your hands to the side, squeeze up. You're gonna tap to the toes as high and as off the mat. My full body is supported because we have your 1 foot down. All of us have your 1 foot down. Yeah. So let's do a nice deep inhale, core tight and stretch. So tap and up. So 1. Sorry, the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both the sides. And what was the third move? Third move is comparatively easy. We've just kept it on the virgin one. So you're gonna just cross your leg, navel tucked in, both your palms and your legs crossed. So legs crossed over the knee, palms crossed around your temples here. Squeeze. So you're gonna rise up and shift. So tuck the navel in as you shift. Something like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're not moving this knee in. You're moving this knee in. Yeah? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To the other side. Cross. Again, you're gonna squeeze here. Feel it in your glutes and hamstrings. Core tucked in. Okay, this is a beautiful stretch for your piriformis muscle. Plus, all those people who feel that your sciatica is weaker and every other day it starts getting pulled. Simple moves like this. Okay, tuck the navel in, core engaged, and then that's how you're gonna start pulling it. Something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alexa. So these 3 moves is what we're gonna do. Let's start with the music. We'll do at least 2 to 3 rounds back to back. Okay? Different, huh? But you know, the one which I thought was difficult than this, the animal moves. This I'm still breaking up. But yeah, let's do it on the music. Gets a little interesting. Ready? Okay, so your knees are here right under your hips, your palms right under your shoulders. You're gonna squeeze down one just with the side leg touch. Okay, so you're gonna squeeze down two and side, three and side, like that. Both the sides we're gonna do it. Okay, let's just do one more of that and then we'll get back here. Easier now, everyone, yeah? Okay. quite different moves. Let's do the stretching, but all of them are part of strength and mobility drills. So, before we start with some animal moves, this will help you to strengthen your, muscles around your pelvic floor, muscles around your core and your glutes. So even if, like I always say, even if you're not able to lift, just squeeze and start feeling that difference. Let's stretch out. Let's stretch out, full today. Just rub your palms on your eyes. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you.
Thank you, Meenal, for the energetic workout session. I'm sure all our participants have must enjoyed it. And see you all the participants in the evening.
I think everybody was able to do it. Thank you.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed. So see you all in the evening meditation session. Till then, take care.